The phrase, I don't need a man, or women don't need a man, is completely false within the nature of what we as individuals desire. Now, we can lie to ourselves all we want and say that we can do it on our own, we can be independent, we can be these boss babes that, we're programming our women to actually really believe. And within that, the belief system now is carried on through her outside life, her reality, the relationships she will attract, just indicating to her the root of that belief system is men are dangerous. Men have the capability to hurt me. So I must do everything in my power to make sure I'm protected. And how do I protect myself? By completely disregarding what it means to be feminine, caring, nurturing, soft. Soft as in water soft. Water is so powerful, but it's also soft in its nature. But what we are doing to women is we're actually promoting masculinity in the way that it's causing such harm to the dating scene right now, modern dating. And I'm not saying this to, degrade women or to make every woman be put in this one position, this one role. I'm not saying that. But this topic of discussion also needs to be highlighted in what's going on within our women today. Every single woman desires a man. Every single woman, I would say, has been hurt by a man. And that's not a wrong thing. People have the ability to hurt you. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. But what that is showing you, what you are actually wanting out of the contrast of what has been. Now, masculinity to me is something that is so important to be upheld within our men. And by supporting our men to feeling actually confident within having the qualities that make them who they are, naturally who they are, and not trying to infuse them with this bullshit idea that masculinity is toxic, that your anger is wrong, that men are inherently dangerous to humanity. Because men have honestly built this society in a lot of ways. The roads that you drive on every single day, the houses, the apartments that you are living in, there's so much construction, all of these things that go unnoticed that are so vital to how we get to live our lives. And the credit is not being shown. And I understand why, because we are trying to conquer one another. We are competing at a very high degree of competition of who can do this whole masculine thing the best. And this topic is very important to me, not only because I see the damage that it's doing to women, to men, but we got to think about the next generation, and they deserve to have the two polarities within their life be showcased in a healthy dynamic together, living together, not in abuse or toxicity or games or all this stuff that is just going to be passed down to our children. I'm going to reclaim the statement of I don't need a man to I desire a man. And women can say that and still feel empowered, is being real with yourself, because the same women who are feminists and are targeting our men today are the same women who deeply desire masculine health. But what they do not realize is their constant protest against masculinity is what's actually keeping them away from having a healthy relationship in their life. And this is something that needs to be shouted at the rooftop, is everything you attract outside of yourself is there for your own self-discovery upon what your belief systems are. So for me, you guys, just for example, I've shared this before, but I didn't grow up with any healthy masculine role models in my life. I experienced abuse, but within that abuse, even as like a young child, I understood that this is not what masculinity is. I had this idea of what masculinity is, and it's something that's still very deeply ingrained within my heart, is masculinity is not bad. It's not wrong. Although, yes, we all have our shadow sides. Femininity's shadow side is feminism, is wanting to compete with men and destroy men in a way that we were destroyed, quote unquote, in the past generations, but has nothing to do with our men today. So for me to have that deeply ingrained belief system that men are not the problem, men are not the problem, women are not the problem. The problem is our very own blame and shame associated to our circumstances that were dealt to us. But the things that were dealt to us were not there to keep us stuck in a belief system that is just repetitive in the nature, that shouts to us of what we're not wanting to see. I want to see healthy masculinity, and that's why I have my YouTube channel, is building up men, is supporting men, is understanding masculine nature. And that is the root problem, is not understanding one another. And, we can spend years and centuries pointing the finger, blaming one another. But is that actually going to create any sort of change? No, it's going to keep us stuck. So this is a topic of discussion that I really hope, if you guys resonate with it, please share it to maybe your sister, your aunt, your mother, etc. I don't know, family, friends, because this is something that's going around in our media today that's trying to keep men as this bad guy and the woman as this kind of hero-like figure that's doing this for women who are suppressed or who have been abused and hurt, instead of actually teaching women how to use your discernment over the men you choose. Because a lot of these women have been hurt because of their choices of allowing these types of men into their lives, keeping these men around, knowing that they are not healthy in the ways that they are wanting to see masculinity, which is then just validating that belief system within them, which is just allowing this, this thought stream, this belief system to snowball and to affect, honestly, the next generation. And I say this out of the bottom of my heart, is the more that we can come together within compassion and understanding for one another's circumstances, what we're going through right now as individuals, but also collectively, and how we can all relate to pain. We can all relate to trauma. We can all relate to triggers. And that is why showcasing yourself in a vulnerable way is so powerful, is saying what you've been through, but also learning the lesson out of that, and then providing purpose, not only to yourself, but to the people that you affect. Carrying around a belief system that holds a negative belief towards our men is only going to attract those types of men to, like I said, solidify that belief system for you, to understand, to see, and therefore bring you back into your center and to create out of a place of what you are actually desiring. And the paradoxical nature of this all is that we deeply desire unity with the opposite polarity, or unity with another human being. It doesn't have to just be man and woman. These are polarities, these are energies. And that is deeply ingrained within us human beings, is for longing for that connection. But you are holding yourself back. And perhaps you should reflect on, are you the one abusing yourself by holding this deeply ingrained belief system that is hurting you, perhaps your future children, by not owning up and taking accountability for your decisions and your choices? This is one of the hardest things that any single human being can do, but that's the doorway to freedom. So I hope this video could inspire you, help you, and, bring some light on this topic, because I'm very passionate about it. So if you guys did like it, please give it a like. Let me know in the comments down below if this struck a chord in you. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video.